What's up, guys? This is Dr. Kyle from Cape Chiropractic and Acupuncture coming at you with this week's movement tip of the week. This week we're going to talk about overhead pressing and overhead motions, which we do pretty much in everyday life, but also what I frequently see is a mistake in the gym, in the CrossFit gym, pretty much anywhere you go. So this can apply to those people who are going on an airplane and traveling for an April vacation down to Florida when they're putting their bags over their heads, when people are reaching or putting dishes away, or again when people are in the gym doing some sort of shoulder pressing movement. Now, one of the major things I want you guys to focus on today and be aware of when we're doing these types of pressing movements or overhead movements are what we actually do with our lumbar spine. Okay, so in our lower back here, a lot of people have the tendency to, when they're reaching or pressing overhead, allow for this area or the lumbar spine to hyperextend or go into excessive extension this way. That can put a lot of stress on what we call the posterior elements of our spine, okay? So there are a few simple cues and simple ways to help reduce the likelihood of this happening and causing some sort of irritation. Now, doing this one time might not be a big deal, but if you do this repeatedly and allow yourself to go into this hyperextension moment, it can create a lot of stress, unnecessary stress that we don't need on the spine. So as an example, what I will see, here's a kettlebell. What I will see when people are doing their pressing motions is something along the lines of when they're pressing, instead of pressing straight up overhead, they assist or try and help that movement by going through their back. So we're trying to really arch their low back to get that movement, okay? I want you guys to think about your pelvis and your rib cage, and if you're excessively extending through your back, you're basically opening it up like a Pac-Man mouth, right? So what this is doing is creating that motion here, okay? If you simply think about keeping your rib cage down or almost depressed a little bit, so instead of having that open up this way, keep your rib cage down and try and basically align it with your pelvis. That will help eliminate the likelihood or the ability for you to go into hyperextension. You literally are keeping your ribs down. That keeps your spine in a nice neutral position, okay? So think about rib cage down, not excessive, right? But what that will do is cue the anterior core, okay? The next thing too is that people, even if you do that and you don't squeeze your glutes or use your butt, that will reduce or actually allow for you to extend as well if you're not squeezing your glutes. So think about keeping your glutes nice and tight and keeping your rib cage over your pelvis, and that will allow for you to be in a nice straight position instead of kind of splaying open like that, okay? Now, this transfers very well into everyday life as far as, again, using this movement in the gym, going overhead, anything like that. So give this one a shot, keep the rib cage down, keep the glutes tight, and you will have a nice, stable, happy spine. Thanks, guys.